All right, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. This is Note Night in America. Welcome to Monday night. Hopefully, you guys are rocking and rolling out there doing some big things. Had a great weekend. It is the couple days, obviously, before Thanksgiving. So I want to first and foremost welcome all of you that are brand new, but also wish each and every one of you a very happy and safe Thanksgiving Day weekend, all that good stuff. Don't eat too much turkey. Spend it with friends and family. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you for showing up tonight. We've got some great stuff that we'll cover and some new nuggets I think you guys will love and take away with you tonight. So hopefully, I think I've done my part. I've spent a lot of time working on this over the last few days, and I'm pretty pleased with what we've got to offer here, guys, tonight on Note Night in America. So, as always, guys, welcome to Note Night in America. We are rock and rolling. We will have a Note Night in America the next 3 Monday nights, the 2nd, the 9th, and the 16th, and then we'll take it off for the last 2 weeks of the year and come back strong the first part of January on January 6th. But welcome to Note Night, guys. Who's here? We have Note and real estate investors that join us here on a regular basis, people interested in note investing. These calls are recorded. I did hit the red button, which is always a good sign that I can use this later on and share it for those that can't make it the entire time. We do live stream it to YouTube a lot of times. We're actually live streaming to Facebook tonight for you guys to join us. You can catch the replays by going to WeCloseNotes.tv or checking out and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe so that you're getting all the great information. And then, of course, we take these episodes and throw them up on iTunes and other places that you listen to podcasts with the Note Night in America podcast. So lots of great stuff. This webinar night, whatever you want to call it, this show tonight is probably, I'm going to say, is going to be one of our best ones of the year so far, just because of the stuff that we're going to be delivering on and how much we put into it. So, as always, if you have not listened to one of our podcasts, check out the Note Closer Show podcast. A lot of great stuff going on with that. 530 plus episodes. I think 540 I recorded today. Over 500,000 downloads, over 12 million listeners across the United States. We'd love for you to review and subscribe and left a 5-star review. Lots of great content, interviews, guests, and vendors that we bring on there as well for all of you. But anyway, let's get to the nuts. Actually, we do have one final workshop this year. Forgot about this. December 6th, 7th, and 8th is our final virtual note buying workshop of the year. If you have not signed up for it, do so. It is a Friday through Sunday workshop. The replays are included with it. If you want to get signed up and start watching the replays, the last workshop we have, we can do that. So you can do that over the weekend, over the holidays, if you want to do that. We're doing a big push in assets in December, something a little bit different than what we've done in the past. Talking about asset managers and closing deals. Obviously, 2020 goals for you guys that are trying to figure out what you want to accomplish or want to take your note business to the next game. And the 50% off, actually, it did end last week. So it's $6.99 per person. Actually, yep, the code is no good anymore. So that was for last week. But anyway, we got so much great stuff on there, guys and gals. I could go on, but I really want to dive into the content of tonight's call. So 10 new ways to find notes in 2020. And I want to start this off by prefacing and asking how many of you guys that are on here are going to hit your goals that you set at the beginning of the year for the number of deals you want to close. I should have run a poll. It would have been easier. How many of you are going to hit the goals that you set for yourself this year? And by that, maybe you set 20 deals, you surpassed that, or you've got a number amount, you're passing that, or you've got hey, I want to leave my job and do this full-time kind of thing. We all have different goals. So I'm talking not like personal goals. I'm talking about your note business goals. What goals are you hitting for the year? Did you hit it? Did you surpass it? Did it come up way short? Part of the webinar we did 2 weeks ago was setting smart goals for the new year. Well, I guarantee by looking at everybody that's on here and knowing a lot of you guys did not hit your goals for the year for the most part. Most of you are going to come up short, right? I met my goals for note buying. Well, that's good, Anna. I'm glad to hear that then. Good. What about the rest of y'all? There's probably a big chunk that aren't hitting their goals they wanted for the year. And that comes down to what? Well, it comes down to a couple of things. One, we're not marketing enough, or don't have enough sources, or we're just not spending the time. David says, I missed it. Hey, that's okay. Thank you, David, for sharing that. So what you have to do more than anything else is look at, okay, what were the actions that I took last year All right. What were the actions that I took last year or the last 12 months that I failed to take what I need to be or I need to go? I think a lot of people came up short. All right. Because what we've seen in the industry, I think this is the biggest year in 2019 was the biggest year of businesses and people trying to figure out, okay, are we going to go ahead and keep going? Or are we turning south? Or are we going to do a variety of things? Doesn't mean there's a lack of defaulted notes in the market space at all. Okay. Improving systems and productivity always goes hand in hand there, Bill. It's all about actions and stuff like that. So systems are great. We can, constantly adjust our systems, but if we're not putting more stuff on the front end, we'll never get stuff through the back end. Congratulations, Mark Gustafson. Weight loss goal. That's awesome. What about your deals structure? What about your deals? So anyway, what I'm trying to get at, let's just forget. The thing is, I see so many people trying to squeeze blood out of rocks recently. And it's not just recently. It's over the last 90 to 120 days of talking with investors, talking with my students, talking with people, hey, where are you buying from? What are you closing on? And they're all trying to squeeze as many deals out of the old sources because they haven't marketed for new sources. They don't know about any of the low-hanging fruit that's available out there, okay? And what you have with these old sources is they're overfished and honestly overpriced assets, right? Okay? Yeah. Yes, the blood out of the rocks is not working. And that's what we see. People get, and no offense, this happens to everybody. This has happened to me in the past where we get so used to buying from our regular sources that we don't go out and market for new sources. Oh, I don't need to do any marketing this month. If such and such is going to send me a list of 100 that I can cherry pick, right? And by old sources, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm talking like the Condos, okay? The Colonials, the Paper Stacks, the Granites, the Direct Source, the Notes Direct. I have nothing against any of these people or any of these companies. There's just, and by Granite, we know Granite's out of business, but Granite has a Chaz Gwynn or whatever, it pops up with a different name or different entity. All right. You see that. And honestly, the low-hanging fruit is the stuff that's always going to be overpriced. The sources we started with are sending out trash now. Exactly. Thank you, Laura. What does that mean? Well, that means you've got to do some other things. Yeah, old sources and overpriced my biggest issue. Because what happens, not everybody, let's just face this, a lot of people just want to go and do the bare minimum to get by. Are you guys the bare minimum type of people that just do what you want to get by? No, you guys are looking for more deals, but you don't know where to look, correct? So no offense. If you're not marketing, you have to quit complaining about lack of deals because there's still plenty of deals out there. We've had more homes bought this year, more refinances. We're still sitting at a 2.5 to 3% default ratio, which is low, but also when you think about all the new originations and all the new homes being bought and sold, there's still a tremendous amount of loans that are distressed out there. When you start looking and seeing that short sales are increasing and default rates are increasing across the country, the only people you have to look at yourself, and Laura, you took it, you're like you said, well, it's on me, my deals are on me that I didn't do enough, is that people comply, they're not marketing. People just aren't marketing. I mean, I sat down with people over the last couple of weeks and stuff that I sat with a year ago. And we sat down and put things in place. And we come back a year later, I'm sitting down like, where did you pull up your MailChimp? And I haven't sent an email out in 6 months or 9 months. Like, well, what are you doing for deals? Well, I'm just relying on the old sources. Okay. Bill, exactly. $25 billion in single family loans made last year in 2018. It's a huge market. Even 2% of that exactly is about 5 million loans out there for a cherry pick from. That's not just talking institutional, I'm talking owner finance loans and stuff like that. But, and I mean by no marketing, you're like, well, how do we find these things, right? And that's what it's all about tonight. It's why you're here showing up, okay? Right, but probably not correctly, looking for the right path. So hopefully you're on the right path tonight because I have busted my ass. And I'm going to say I've spent more time in the office working on this webinar than I have, I think, on the rest of the year. And this has been something I've worked on over a couple weeks. Okay, worked on it over a couple of weeks, and I've still got more stuff working on to it for those that hang around to the end and they really like it. But no marketing equals no deals. New marketing equals new deals. All right. Now, what do I mean by new marketing? Does that mean sending a new email blast out to the list you've been sending out to the last 6 months or last year? No. Okay. That means finding new ways, new sources to help you with your new deals that nobody else sees. And trust me, there are plenty of sources out there that nobody else sees, okay? All right, for those who are watching, for those who are listening, it's interesting to see people on here tonight. Let's see who we got on here. Rick, Paige was on here earlier. Hey, Paige. Hey, Mark. Hey, John. Hey, Joe. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Laura. Bill. Good to see you guys on here. Boyd. Brad. Carol. A lot of old face. Johnny. Paul. Sylvia. There's, Wayne. I see a lot of faces on here, which is great. I know you guys. Paul Cooper asked, what's wrong with a busted up non-performing CFD at 80% of UPB? Yeah, exactly. Overpriced. So let's talk about this. You can build a note business with 100 sources or less. You can totally build a note business with 100 sources. All right. Now, 100 sources may seem like a lot, but honestly, not everyone's going to have deals every month, especially not every source has deals every month is what I'm trying to get. Some sources will have once a quarter, once a year. But when I look back, and I go back this time of year, I'm looking back at who did I sign NDAs with here? Who did I sign with NDAs last year? Who's still in business? Who's out of business? I think if you have big goals for the new year, you'll need big sources. And that's why we're revamping a lot of the store stuff here, because I get tired. I don't want to preach, hey, go talk to this person, go talk to this person. I am myself holding myself accountable to you guys into delivering new sources or new deals for you guys, okay? So let's talk about 10 ways to find deals. Now, some of these, you may have heard me mention it once or twice before. You may have heard me mention it at a fast track training if you're lucky enough to come to one. We got an amazing fast track deal if anybody's interested in that. Or, been on a coaching call or something like that, where you heard me do a webinar on this before. But literally, what I'm trying to get at, these are things, maybe you don't have to do them all. Maybe you do a couple of these, or you keep these focused on one or two of your markets, okay? Now, number 10, this is 10 to 1. Hang around. You want to write something down, take some notes tonight. 10 are short sales. Short sales are on the rise again, okay? That tells me there's plenty of distressed debt out there, even in an appreciating market, or a market that's softening in different areas. Short sales are on the rise again. I mean, you look at markets like Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, supposed to be booming markets. We're seeing short sales starting to skyrocket. When I see two of my short sale realtors getting business from all across the country, that tells you short sales are increasing. Now, what's great about short sales? Well, you've got borrowers that are motivated and ready to walk with zero money coming to them. They want to get out of the house, all right? That's the big thing. Second thing, they often have buyers who are ready to close with cash offers. Usually investors, cash offers, things like that. Now, you're not going to get 50 cents on the dollar on a short sale for the most part, but you can still squeeze in some good thing. Now, what's also great is you don't have the unknown of the inside. With a listed short sale, you've got interior views. You've got interior photos. You can view the inside of the property if you need to, okay? But the thing is, these lenders are still selling notes, still selling the debt on short sales well below the listing price. Well below the listing price. All right. That allows for you to have a nice approved short sale. That if you buy that note well below what the listing price is, or the discounted price or discounted offers, you can sandwich yourself in the middle for a nice profit between the two. So let me give you an example here. This is one did this a few years ago. We're working on like 6 more right now that are some higher end stuff. Borrow owed $250 on it. We picked up the note for well below that. House was worth about $200. We picked it up for $175. No, my numbers are off on that. We ended up making $60,000 between what we paid for the note and what it netted at the bottom line there. Okay, this is a short sale from a major institution. Okay, now not one of the top 5. But a major institution of being able to sandwich yourself in between. Good looking house. There was a cash buy rate of rock and roll. We were by the note at a discount and squeeze ourselves in. Remember the numbers. 200 was roughly the balance. 220 was the balance. We ended up picking the note up for 75 and settling for roughly about 150 in the short sale price, because it did need some updating. That's what the numbers were. So we ended up netting like $60,000 in 90 days. The beautiful thing about short sales, here's how you do it. If you're in a specific area, or you're marketing to a specific area, you want to buy in a specific area, just contact local agents and prefer, hey, who do you know who's a short sale agent? Okay. Oftentimes, great. And this is what I did. I've approached 2 of my short sale agents. Hey, can you give me the list of the assets and the addresses you're working on and the bank's information? Just give me the addresses. If I can get it into the right department of the bank, then I'll call you back. All right. You pull the list off the MLS for short sales or third-party approval required. If you're a realtor, don't know how to do this, just go to the MLS. Often, most of the MLSs in the country have now a third-party or short sale tag in there when they didn't have it over a decade ago. Okay, same thing. Contact the current bank who's showing up as on title as being the lender on it. Oftentimes, when realtors pull or look at comps in MLS, there'll be a little button that says a real estate report. They click on that, it'll pop up the most recent lender. If it's a Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, don't waste your time with those. But if it's a smaller regional bank, then jump on there. Okay. Now the thing is too. Here's two things. I don't want you to think you're targeting directly to that short sale. It is nice, yes. If you can buy the note on that one, yes, that's great. But the idea is that warm lead into the asset manager helps you get on the list for anything else they have. Anything else they're just stressed to sell. Okay. Jeffrey Wolf, is there a database of the top short sale agents? No, there's not. Why don't you just Google top short sale agents? There's a little tool called Google. Okay. Wolfman. And you're probably not going to do this in areas like San Diego or San Francisco. You'll probably do these in more of the areas where you're seeing increased default rates in different areas. But you still see some nice homes. That's not saying there's not. But I would simply talk to your local agents and look and talk to your agents in the markets you're investing in. Like Austin had like 9 short sales total. Okay. Whereas there's a couple hundred in Dallas and a couple hundred and more growing in Houston. Okay. Beautiful thing is you're using that deal to get in as a warm lead into the asset manager. Okay. And then you want to get the list of what else do you have that you may be looking to sell off this month, this quarter. Okay. That's a beautiful thing. Rinse and repeat this. This takes a little bit of work. Okay. The only system to doing this is dollar for dollar. So if you're scared of the phone, you know what? Go back to watching Monday Night Football. Okay. You can watch the Ravens win tonight, by whoever they're playing. But anyway, this is going to take you reaching out to your local agents. Hey, can you tell me about the short sales you have listed? Or can you pull an MLS search for me? Can you tell me, if you're good friends with a realtor, you can do it all yourself without even contacting the agent. You just literally go straight. But if you don't know, you're not an agent, you don't have access, then you need to contact an agent that you trust or like. So just pick out a market. Miami has a lot of stuff. Southwest Florida, like Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, starting to see some. Atlanta starting to see some stuff. Okay, but rinse and repeat this. The nice thing about this is shorter turn times. When I mean shorter turn times, well, by the time you buy the note, you're buying the note. The realtor on a short sale should already have an offering into. So you don't have to worry about it 6 months to foreclose. You approve the short sale, boom, get rock and roll. The thing that may hold it up a little bit if there's a junior lien attached to the property. Okay, and then you can either reach out to them and try to buy them for just cents on the dollar, or you could go and say, hey, we're going to go to foreclose and wipe them out and not get anything. But I like the shorter turn times because usually it's about 90 days on roughly. Okay. Questions about short sales. Okay. You can type in short sale San Diego realtor, Jeff Wolf, short sale. And oftentimes the realtors that are well known will pop up. They've got marketing already rocking and rolling. Okay. But you want to make sure it's current marketing, not something from 8 years ago. Okay. The short sale. And what I would do is I would highly recommend you go back and listen to my interview that I did with Nicole Espinoza, the short sale queen, that I did in the podcast. So that would be helpful. Her and I had a great conversation back and forth about short sales, what's going on in the market these days. So listen to that episode in the podcast. Just Nicole Espinoza. Search it on the homepage. We Close Notes should pop up her content, and it's transcribed there for you as well. Okay. Let's dive into number 9. Number 9 is something I made a lot of money on over a decade ago. This is something that's starting to pop back up with more short sales, things like this. This is targeting condos in safe harbor states. Now, what am I talking about this? This is kind of a thing here. Florida is the biggest well-known state for safe harbor. What is safe harbor? Basically, where if you buy the note and then foreclose, you're not going to pay the full HOA fees or the full condo association fees. You're going to pay a percentage. In Florida, it's either 1% of the original sales price or 1 year HOA fees. Colorado, I think it's 6 months of HOA fees. I think Nevada, it's 1 year. Okay, HOA fees. But that's a lot less than what's owed. But what I'm trying to get at, condos are starting, they're the first to go. They're the first to get bought back up, and they're the first to go. And then we're already seeing condos starting to see, especially along the water states, especially Florida. We're starting to see that in default here. Okay. COA, that stands for Condo Owners Association, is only owed a percentage of back payments. We're talking primarily Florida right now, okay? You want to find COAs that have foreclosed on you subject to the first lien. Because if a condo association is foreclosing, they're coming from a junior lien position. Now they're going to do the work. They're going to evict the borrower. That first lien that you technically could buy is still sitting in place. Now, what I like to do, and I did this in Orlando 2 weeks ago, is I just jumped on, pulled a list of condo associations that I have a list from, and started searching and started Googling. I go on the Orange County or whatever county you want to go, Hillsborough, and typed in the HOA, the condo association name, to see if they owned any assets. And it popped up stuff. I found 2 deals immediately in Orlando that I'm in negotiations right now, and 4 in Tampa. All right. Now you're going to find this basically where how this works. If you type in they own it, you want to make sure it's a condo, all right, or a townhome, or it varies. But something they own is just like commonplace land. It's actually got to be a true condo. So there's usually a unit number associated with this. Okay. Now, contacted management. Oftentimes, the management is willing to sell their junior lien at a percentage of what is owed. Now, if you can find those that they foreclose subject to the first lien, okay, and then check who the lien holder is, that'll determine which way to go. If it's a smaller bank or somebody you can buy that condo note from, buy the note, and then you can do the foreclosure or settle for pennies on the dollar to the HOA above usually what the 1%, so that you can speed up the foreclosure process or speed up the taking the property back. And now you've got usually a rent-ready condo that oftentimes a condo association is already renting. They've already put a renter in there to get their dues. Like I'm working on one right now where I'm gonna have to pay just the HOA $3,500 out of 15 grand to take it over, and you start getting a renter paying me $1,200 a month, and only have to pay $250 a month in the management. So I'm gonna be netting about $1,000 a month. In good condition. These other 5 that I'm working on are all similar things. Okay. Now, if there is a major bank as a first lien holder, I'll just buy the condo debt, take it over, start paying them. I can either A, pay the first mortgage, or the 2, where I'll just do a quiet title action to wipe that first lien out if I can, and then just hold the property. I'm not hurting anybody. Okay. I like to buy the lien, but this is the thing. You're going to see a lot more of these popping up. As condos start coming down in values, they're going to be underwater. HOAs, they start foreclosing. They don't have the money. This is golden. Okay. The biggest mistake I made 10 years ago was not buying more of this stuff. I should have bought every bit and held on to it. Okay. All right. You're going to see this though. We are already seeing this. All right. Now, the difficult thing is finding a list of HOAs or condo associations that you can buy from. Or finding the full name. Like maybe somebody has a list of all the Florida condo associations or homeowners associations in all Florida. Maybe so. All right. Yes, you can purchase a list. There's list providers out there for that. They'll provide a list of names of people that are on the board, a list of the addresses so you can see what kind of units they're in, often email addresses so you can actually do an email blast or a phone number. Oftentimes they'll list the attorney that you can email blast out and deal directly with them. I like that. I actually have one attorney on one deal who's is in charge of like 20 different complexes, and he's looking at more for me right now. All right. Okay. This is a beautiful thing. Now there are condo associations, master associations in the country that manage stuff all across the country. Might be a good place for you to start too. Okay. And that's the thing. Check appraisal districts by just going, I could go to Orange County. If I typed in one condo association, it would see if they owned up a variety of different things across the board. Okay. People like this. Secretary of State is usually in charge of HOA regulation. Yeah, I don't understand what that gets at, what you're getting at with that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but anyway, but it's a great thing. Some condos have management side. Some other people, what's beautiful, they can tell you how often that condo was rented, or if there's a tenant in place, and what kind of good condition it is. So like the ones I'm looking at right now, good conditions, the renters in place, and the condo association is getting back to me on a price point, what they're looking for, and we can kind of go back and forth there. Okay. Now here's the thing: if they foreclose subject to, you're going to need to go back and obviously still check the deed records to track down who the borrower's name was and see who the bank was on the deed. It's still easy to check in most of these counties. Still pretty easy to check. But still, this is, I mean, if you could pick up something nobody else has seen, like literally, I asked the attorney, say, hey, how long has it been since you've gotten people to call you? And he goes, oh, it's been forever. You know, been forever on this stuff. And I was like, that's what I need to hear. Cha-ching. All right. So great thing to do. You're going to see more of this. I would spend your time, though, in the safe harbor states. It doesn't mean you can't find them in other areas, but they're not required to negotiate with the bank as much on the HOA fees, okay, the condo association fees. Sometimes they will. I bought condos here in Austin where the HOA basically signed the property over for us just to start making the dues on time again, which is pretty cool. So anyway, so this is either an asset acquisition or cash flow play long term, okay? Especially if you got to take it quiet title, it can be a long-term play. All right, this is one of the properties in Orlando, not too far from the airport, on Cimarron Drive. If you know where that is, 2 of the units in one building there. Pretty excited about that. Okay, moving on. I've talked about this before, but I think this is really more important now more than anything else. This is reaching out to servicing companies, business development guys. Every servicing company has business development people. Somebody goes out. Sometimes it's the onboarding person. Like if it's Shantae Duffy with Madison, the bigger the servicing company, the more people they've dedicated just to going out and getting business in, okay? Let's see here. Great, thanks, Todd. What's taking quiet title? Quiet title, Robert, is basically if there's a lien on the property and you want to try to foreclose it out and argue that the fact that they don't have the right to try to hold title of the property or to hold a lien on it. So Robert, I would talk with an attorney about that. You can call Todd Silverstein, who's one of the who's in California, probably answer that for you as well. I don't need you to type in what quiet title is, Todd. Great, perfect. All right, perfect. Let's what else we got here. All right, good stuff. Anyway, going back to this point, guys, please keep your comments and questions directly on the slides we're on. All right, I appreciate it. All right, but every servicing company back to this point has a business development people. The bigger they are, the more they're going to have. All right, and they're going to have people that know their stuff. Look, so here's what I like to do. I like to contact servicing companies when I come across a new one and ask to speak to them directly. You know, hey, who's in charge of your business development? Can I speak to somebody on your business development side? If you have the name of the servicing company, you can often go into LinkedIn and type in Lakeside Servicing Business Development. Okay. They represent the mortgage companies or note investors. I want to talk about the servicing company. Sometimes they're doing it for a bunch of people. Other times they're doing it for just a few clients as well. All right. But they know who is looking to sell. The business development guys and gals know who's looking to sell. They know who's looking to move stuff out of their portfolio, especially when you have companies that do specific things. Like you have some that will only do performing notes or some that will only do judicial states. They don't want to do non-judicial states, okay? So, but the thing is they want to retain that servicing on those loans because that's how they make money. They don't want you to come in and buy 100 notes and move them over to somewhere else. They want to try to keep your business because that's how they're making money. So to deal with the business development guys and gals is like, look, who do you have? Are you have any deal, any of your clients or any of your company looking to sell any loans off if you're servicing? We'd like to retain servicing with you if we could buy those assets, okay? This, as I said, it's especially effective when you're calling just servicers that are focused on non-judicial states, all right, or just performing it. So don't want to deal with the non-performing stuff. They just want to crank out that easy $20 a month coming in, $25 a month coming in. They don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to legal side. Using LinkedIn to find them, you type in business development, servicing will often be a great way to look at them as well, okay? If you download the list of Texas, on the state of Texas Savings and Mortgage Lending website of the company roster, there's 268 servicers that already on that list that you can download for free, okay? I don't know, okay. But basically, that's a huge thing. You're going to see servicers of all sides. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of servicers across the country. Some that just do in specific states. The reason I like Texas is a friendly state. A lot of people like to lend here outside of other areas. So something to keep in mind for you. Okay. Number 7. This is a big thing I think is going to lead the way here. One of the biggest things to lead the way in the next year or two is non-prime lenders. Okay. Subprime lenders are back. I'm back. Okay. That's my all-out impression. I had to get me to the chopper. All right. But subprime lenders are back. You've heard me talk about this. Easy to find. They're lending in all 50 states, okay? They're just gobbling up as much as they can, all right? Trying to originate and sell off. Somebody else, okay? Scotsmanguide.com, Scots with 1 T. Great place to go find. On the residential, you can see the non-prime lenders on there, okay? They often have their pricing desk contact on there. On Scotsman Guide, you can see when you pull the list, their secondary marketing desk is often very close to the pricing desk because those two offices are often working pretty close back and forth, okay? You often will have people ask you about scratch and dent. That's what S&D stand for, 30 to 90 accruals or even 90 plus defaults, okay? You'll see that stuff more likely than something that's heavily non-performing, all right? Something that's a 12-month or greater default basis, okay? Paul Cooper says Scotsman Guide changed their website. Have you messed with the new layout? Doesn't seem as useful. Well, tell you what, why don't we jump on there right now, Mr. Cooper? Okay, let's do that right now. Let me go to scotsmanguide.com, and that would be my luck. I plan for something, and it changes on me because they're like, all right, Scotsman Guide here. Here we go. Close some stuff out. Scotsman Guide is for those that don't know, if you're a mortgage broker, Scotsman Guide is a great place for you to go find lending options if you're trying to find a loan on an church loan, or you're trying to find who's offering stuff. So there's a variety of great places on it. They have changed up their profile yet recently. Okay. So lender search. Let's click on lender search. All right, residential, non-QM. We just would click on there, right there. Property type. All right, here we go. Property. So advanced search, loan scenario, rates, term, investors, flippers. All right, so yeah, there's some great. Oh, look at this. Short sales. Yeah, you just have to put in different filters. They'll do that to get foreclosure status. Yeah, there's some different things on here. Okay. Property type select. Okay, perfect. Down payment, refinance second. Okay, cool. Let's click on lender search again. Prime mortgage, USA, commercial lending, mortgage banking. Oh, warehouse lines are another great place to look at for people that are lending loans on stuff on there. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. Prime mortgage. There we go. All right. They've changed it up, but it's still a lot of available. Okay, great. Yeah, just got to change it to non-QM lenders. Okay. And let's do the loan. It's a loan scenario. Okay, so select loan scenarios. Income verification, rates, term, and features. Let's look at this. Let's see here. Oh, look at these. Look at all these adjustable rate mortgages. 5-year, 5-year hybrid, 7-year hybrid, 7-year adjustable, 3-year hybrid, 5-year fixed. Look at all of those things coming back. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. We're going to stop sharing that question there. Yeah, I can't select more than one state at a time. You probably have to pick one state and go from there. All right. But that's okay. Still plenty of ways for you to find non-QM. I'm going to get to something else in a second here, Paul. I think that will solve that for many of you guys out there, okay? So anyway, tracking those out. Track who they sell the loans to. If you find a name, just say non-prime lenders. Google non-prime lenders, and you get a whole list of them, and then jump in line and see who they sell to, okay? And then contact the banks that they've sold to. There's institutions that are buying this stuff. There's REITs. There's banks that are buying this stuff, okay? All right. So that's one way that I think you're going to see a lot of is a non-prime lenders, like in our old name, it was like Option One, New Century, First Magnus. I could go on and on. All right. There are so many subprime lenders out there. You're seeing that stuff coming back, though. I did a presentation on it. You just got to type in non-prime lenders, foreclosure bailouts, 500 FICOs. You'll see, if you Google that, you'll get more than enough that you can handle, okay? Now, here's that kind of falls into that. That's why I put number 6 close to number 7, okay? Now, some of you are like, why would I put new home builders in there, Scott, as a way to find notes? Okay? Because this happened all across the country with new homes getting built up. You want to search for no money down home programs. No money down. Just Google it in. No money down, or even $500 down builders. First-time home buyers. You'll see this advertised, especially in parts of the cities that have a lot of growth, like new housing communities are going in. Why? Because most of these people coming to new homes, if they're putting no money down or $500 down and everything else is being donated, these people, unfortunately, probably are not the most savviest of people. They're looking at their budget. They're looking at what they can get by. And what's going to happen? They're going to buy more home than they have for budget. All right? I Google searched this literally this morning. I Google searched and found builder communities that were doing no money down home programs in 20 different states. Okay? 20 different states. They often have, these builders will have in-house financing companies or mortgage companies that will originate these and then sell them off to other banks. Okay? And what will happen is these people go along to buy a house or get excited. What happens when they buy a new house? Well, they got to put new furnishings because I don't want to put that crappy-ass couch that the cat's pissed on 20 times in my brand new home. I want the smell of paint not to be missed by the smell of cat urine, okay? Or dog crap, or whatever you might have. Or that couch that's on the cinder block from college, okay? What that means, they go out and they go buy toys. They go buy, let's charge up a credit card, buy a new couch, new kitchen table, new plates, okay? They start getting there, and then what happens? Beginning of the year, their tax values change. The value, the appraised value, the tax value increases. Instead of just a lot they're paying taxes for, increases by the value of the home. So now they can't afford it because their budget is strapped. Okay? And I say new communities are the biggest defaults when markets turn, because we've seen that even here in Austin, South Side, these big communities in Del Valley. The whole neighborhoods high schools were built around these communities, and the high schools had to shut down. All right? It means a lot. Now they've rebounded back now, but there's areas like just outside of Austin, Manor, that was a big one. These big homes, nice big homes, but nobody was living in them. You got to drive 34 minutes, okay? Now, what you want to keep in mind, too, is you may be able to pick some of these up on potential subject to deals if the rent for one of these properties is quite a bit higher than what the mortgage is. This is something that we did originally, and I believe a subject to deal is a note deal. You're just taking it over. So keep that an eye out for those. As a great, I think subject to deals are going to come big in 2020. They've already started to pop up in areas that we see from other people, but I think this is a big, big opportunity for us to come in and work with the homeowners, or if they want to walk away, you come in and be able to, like, okay, you took your credit card debt with you. We can afford the budget. We can put somebody, we can owner finance, do a wraparound mortgage on your subject to deals. Okay. LGI Homes was one of the companies that was doing it in 20 states. Here locally, Starlight Homes, I never heard of them before, or even Kendall Homes outside of Houston, on the north side of Houston. All right, just 3 names in less than 5 minutes I found that we're doing this stuff with no money down, 500 down builders. Yeah, you got to have a credit score to qualify, or they've got subprime, non-prime programs that get you in with no down payment. And I'm just like, But if you start targeting these things, you can make a lot of opportunity happen, but also do some good as well. Okay? Any questions about the new home builders communities and things like that out there? Is this valuable to you? Found builder community. I don't know what found build. What do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry. I found builder communities. I Google searched and found builder. I left and found builder communities. Just Google search. No money down, 500 down. Just Google those two. Don't worry about. I did a Google search. Don't worry about that, Bill. Sorry. Thank you. You see, I'm getting excited about this because I see opportunity. I know where to look. Okay. Great opportunities for you. All right. Especially in Columbus, I guarantee they've got a lot of new construction going on in some areas. Okay. Driving around town, keep an eye on the billboards. $500 down, $500 down. Okay. Okay. You'll see that. 1,000 no down payment. Okay. All right, here's one that just seems the most obvious that most people forget about. Following up with old lists. What do I mean by following up with old lists? Well, we have all have old lists of old assets or non-performing notes we didn't buy. I mean, I have kept every tape I've ever received. Every tape I've received since I started this thing, I have on my computer. I have it on Not on my desktop, which some of you may think, but I have it literally in file folders when I sort. So when I go through, I will go back in, especially in assets I've bid on, all right, or any bank or lending institution I've signed an NDA with. I've got the copy of that NDA. I have a list where I can go through it alphabetically. Okay, who's here from A to Z? Who have I signed these things? Who have I got lists from? This is why when students call me, hey, I got a tape, and I'm like, well, is it old? Like, I don't know. I'm like, send it over to me, and I can find it. Oh, this was sent out 6 months ago. This was sent out 4 months ago. Okay, or it was sent out 2 years ago. All right. Now, what you want to do is first and foremost is if you've got a unique source, and I'm not talking about the ones we talked about, reach out, follow up with them regularly to see what they currently have. Okay. You can also, if you've got the list that they sold that you didn't buy, why don't you jump on the county records to see who they sold it to? Because the people they sold it to can very easily become deals that you can buy. All right? Who they sold it to or who they assigned it to can be possible sources as well. But just going off your old lists, who they talked to this year? I mean, that's one thing. I have asset managers 2009, asset managers 2010, asset managers 2011. It's one thing I do the last couple weeks of the year and the first couple weeks of the year is going through that. Okay, who's still around, who's not around. Okay. Here's the thing I think you guys are all missing out on. You're going to laugh about this, but it's just that there's so much obvious information floating out there that some people just they miss it. Okay. You don't know what you're looking for. This is conference and expo lists. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, some of the bigger conferences advertise who is attending. The CEO of One Oak, the special asset managers of Stonegate Capital, okay? Of Wolf Lending, the asset manager, whatever. They will advertise who is attending. And I'm talking like, we're not talking like, oh, Distressed Mortgage Expo or the Noteworthy Investor Summit. Those I'm not talking about. I'm talking about real mortgage regulation conferences, like the Mortgage Bankers Association. They'll give you the company and the job titles, oftentimes the names of the people that are coming. It's pretty easy. And if you've got a job title and an entity, like a name of a company and a job title, you can often find them on LinkedIn. Very easy to do. Okay. So like IMN that has all these conferences year in, year out. If you get on their registration list or just opt into their website, they'll send you an email out. Hey, so-and-so, here's a list of those that are coming. They'll have 60, 80, 100 people on there. Oh, the special asset managers to these 12 companies. Let me go ahead and pull that information, and then I can reach out to them directly, okay? Secondary MBA and the Western MBA often will give you a downloadable list of those that have registered so that you can reach out to them. I did a coaching call on this on the WCN crew a few months back. You know, being able to add 300 asset manager names or people that are going to MBA that I can pull their information to and reach out to. Some of them are vendors, but a lot of them are people that are decision makers at these mortgage bankers or mortgage bankers that make decisions. They know they got stuff on their books they need to get rid with. Okay. And it's easy to hire a virtual assistant at $4 an hour or less to scrub a list and contact those people or to reach out to them. Or if you even want to, pull them, scrub the list, and then head out to the event. But just don't buy a ticket to the event. Just hang out in the lobby and start a bar tab. And reach out to them. Hey, I'd love to meet with you. I'm going to be in the lobby. I'm not going to attend an event, but I'd be glad to come by and meet with you. Okay? Done this multiple times. Yes, it's a great thing to do. Okay? Save your $1,500. Save your $2,000. Okay? Most of them are panels anyway, but what you want to do is pull the information and follow up the week afterwards. Okay? You could even say, hey, I attended and I meant to meet with you or meet with you one-on-one. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but hey, saw that you attended this recently. Love to talk with you. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? You don't have to jump on a plane. You don't have to show up for a hotel. You know, some of you are doing multiple things. This is something that can be done at night after hours. Heck, Bill, if you're wanting to do a Spartan race, you can do a Spartan race while your VA's pulling a list of an event that's going on there if it's advertised like that. Okay? You don't see the smaller ones, but the bigger ones, they will show this. I mean, IMN has like a dozen different events going on the next 12 months, and they're starting to show who's coming. And I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you want me to come? I'm good. Thank you, thank you. All right. That's right. Exactly, Jeffrey Wolf. The NPL Notes and Default Servicing Forum, February 10th and 11th in Florida. Exactly. They're already advertising who's coming. Okay? Not me. Number 3, and we're getting into the real good stuff here, everybody. So hang around, all right? The whole loan sales departments. Now, this is something I don't know why I never thought about this, but this was an aha moment a few weeks back. And I've talked about using LinkedIn to contact special asset managers or secondary marketing managers, but LinkedIn, if you type in whole loan sales, these are going to be the people that are literally going to have stuff available. And when you do a search on LinkedIn, it'll show up 32,142 contacts. That's exactly as of today. Yeah, whole loans mean they're probably going to have portfolios, but they're probably going to have some assets that don't fit into those portfolios as well. So those of you that want to really boost your game, you may want to contact these people, but you might want to do it just for the heck of it because they may not have stuff. They may have stuff that they can't move in the whole loan, some one-off stuff. Okay. The whole loan sales departments will handle larger trades and note sales, but there's a, like I said, should sell portfolios or some stuff that you can look at buying for yourself. And by yourself, I mean smaller ones. You could maybe take down onesie, twosies here, stuff like that. I would use on LinkedIn, in-mail or contact tabs to make the connection with these people. It's free. You can have the free LinkedIn account. You're going to run out of in-mails, I think a lot of them, but still it's well worth it. And why not? Great way to add some stuff, especially if you're doing this part-time. I would include a short message or a short video to boost responses. They're going to look at your LinkedIn profile, so make sure you have a complete profile. If you're going to send a short little video, make it look professional, okay? Make it look decent. Have your logo behind you. Hey, I want to talk to you, touch base with you, see if you're the right person that handles your loan sales. We're buying for our own portfolio. Same kind of little 2-minute or less pitch video that goes out to, but it works, okay? It works in doing it, okay? 2, you're still on the call tonight. Oh, we're getting some on there. Let's see who's on here. Some people are going to really like this. Some people are like, oh, shucks. Why didn't I think of that? Okay. Let's see here. Jeff, Johnny. Yes, good stuff. All right. So, Bauer Financial lists. This is a number 2 thing. If you went to Note Camp or part of Note Camp commercial, I provided a list of the Bauer Financial list that were signed up for that. Okay. The Bauer Financial is a financial rating agency for banks and credit unions. It ranks them. It gives them 5-star, 4-star, 3-star ratings, stuff like that. It tracks risks and default ratios across banks. The company Bauer is actually out of South Florida. Okay. But the beautiful thing is they actually will give you a breakdown on the bank's loan portfolios, whether it's, what type of is residential, commercial, non-accrual stuff, 30 to 90 days late, stuff that's 120 days late greater. They give you, when you purchase this list, they'll give you the CEOs, drum roll, the institution's website, CEO's name, and phone number. They do not give you the email address, but it's pretty easy to track into that if you got that information, okay? Now, when I most recently bought the list, I asked for them to provide a list of all the regulated banks that had more than 5 branches, and there was 2,031 to be precise. Now, like I said, they tell you what kind of percentage is in the residential, the commercial. They even tell you the multifamily, and then they'll go back and tell you how much is in default. How much of the portfolio is in default, okay? They update their numbers quarterly. You got to pay for the update. But Bauer Financial list, phenomenal thing. It'll cost you like $300 or more, depending on when you pull it or what information. If you squeeze down the numbers or you increase the numbers, all right? But this is a thing that if some people are using it, you're going to find deals. You just have to dial for dollars, baby. Dial for dollars. Or you could use octopus.io. It's a thing that links in with LinkedIn. If you upload the people's names and their the websites, you can often find contact information directly. Okay? Now here's one. Number 1. And I need that drum roll on this one. Woo! This is the heavy lifting part of tonight's coaching call, everybody. Heavy lifting. This is going to change some of your guys' businesses, not only tonight or next year, but for the life. Okay? And this is pulling assignments. What I mean by number 1, by pulling assignments, we can agree with every note deal, there's an assignment of mortgage that is recorded in that county where that property is located. Okay? An assignment of mortgage is recorded. Sometimes a grantee, grantor, mortgagee, mortgagor, depends on judicial, non-judicial states. Okay? It's always filed at the county clerk's or the county recorder's offices. Now, what's unfortunate is not Not every county clerk or county recorder's office makes it easy for you to search. I know Laurel Blunk, you're working through Bexar County, and it's a big pain in the ass there because they don't give you a clean way to export it. Most counties actually don't give you an easy thing to export, okay? Not every county will also let you track by document type. I have found this out the hard way over the last week as I've been tracking down the top counties in the country that I look at, all right? Some counties don't even list assignments at all. They won't let you track it. They want to know the number of the document or the specific grantee, grantor, or mortgage mortgagor. So they won't even list it. So some counties are really particular about that, all right? Some are difficult, okay? Now, it is very effective if you can pull a list of assignments in a county. It's very effective in finding new buyers and sellers of notes, okay? People that have bought a note from a bank or sold a note to a bank, or a bank has sold that note out. You have basically two people on each side. That means with every assignment, you have potentially two sources. You can understand this? All right. Now, you can sometimes pay title companies to pull this data, but they don't like doing it. It's not their normal active business. And it's a pain in the ass for them, too, because the same county that you can log on to, or sometimes if you get a access to, they're going to do the same thing that you would do. All right. So it's often large lists and way unformatted. Okay. Not easily done. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's wide. Sometimes there are multiple grantees or grantors. It's all smushed into the same line. So it's not effective at all because I've done this and looked at it, but I have found, I think, something that I think it's going to be great for you guys. It's by no means easy to download at all. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the numbers out there. Now, what I done this over the last couple of weeks. I did this last year for the first time in Orange County, Florida, for Orlando. And there was 14,000 entities for all of 2017 in Orlando. And it came down to 9,000 unique entities. We were able to pull that and track down that. And we found multiple sources. So I pulled data for the last 12 months, November 2018, 1st November 2018 to now, where we're at today. Harris County was the largest one I could get into. Okay, 37,191 assignments. Yeah, 37,000. It's a big, Harris County is the largest county in Texas and one of the largest counties in the country. All right, Orange County, let me do a search. I found 23,551. This was not the easiest one to do. This is formatted awkwardly, not easy to download. It would take forever because out of the 23,000, lets you search it like 25 at a time. Not easy at all. Orange County, Florida, okay? 20,000 in the last 12 months. Boosting that stuff there. Searching assignments, not the easiest thing to download as well. They've changed it up on how their county recorders work, okay? Bexar County, San Antonio, 12,700. This is not an easy one at all. I think Laura can vouch for this because it cuts off the names of the grantee grantors, all right? It smushes them all together. Not an easy thing as well for Bexar County. Franklin County, Ohio, Columbus, one of the fastest growing counties, or busiest county, at 7,312 assignments. Not an easy one on there either. Okay, so I decided after looking at these and going through others like Indianapolis and Nashville counties, those bigger ones, I'm settled on Harris County. All right, why? Houston's also got a huge, higher than normal default rate because of all the hurricanes. We'll cover this. Okay, large growth in construction over the past several years. A lot of new origination. Okay. Increased default rates with the hurricanes and some of the other things we talked about before. It leads, it's poised for large default rates with new home sales we talked about before. It also leads Texas as far as county-wise in Harris County with the most amount of short sale listings. Okay, kind of a perfect storm kind of for us as note investors. All right. Now, what's also nice in Harris County is they got fast foreclosure laws, so it attracts. This is a big thing here. It attracts a lot of people, a lot of banks, a lot of lending institutions lending here that are lending elsewhere. Okay, not just lending in Texas, but lending in other areas across the country as well. Okay, I'm gonna somebody ask a comment here. Good time. Anyway, moving on here. Great information for you guys. It's the largest populated in county. It's 4.7 million population of everybody out there. All right. 4.7 million people. All right. 4.7 million people population. Now, if you compare that to how big, that's big enough to fit Austin and Bexar County, or Travis and Bexar County inside of Houston as well, and still leaves some room. Dallas is like 2.8. Fort Worth is 2.6. All right. So Harris County is almost as big as Dallas and Fort Worth combined. All right. Now, Dallas County, which I looked at, doesn't give you an easy tracking thing there as well. It does not allow you to dive in there and do an easy search. They have a new system that they use now called Roam that's not easy at all to use, okay? I've tried it to mess around with it. Not a fun thing at all to do, okay? Now, the great thing you want to look at, too, is there's so much going on there. And the thing is, what's nice, that you're going to love this, it's easier to pull data in that than any other county for the most part. It's a little tedious, but it gives you more when you download it, more when you search it. Now, when you download the information, if you're copy and pasting it, you can download and copy paste it straight to Excel, okay? All right, but it's not gonna be formatted right. There's a lot of space. It takes a lot of time to do this. So here's what we found with Harris County numbers. Spent a lot of time with this, okay? 37,000 assignments, as we talked about before. Now, how does those numbers break down? I think of them as nothing but a pot of gold in the neck of the woods, okay? 74,662 grantors total. I mean, there's multiple grantors on assignments, okay? When you broke that down, when we filtered those out and filtered them down, it came down to 13,498 unique names, okay? Unique entities. Now, in a couple cases, we saw where somebody had the name was a little bit off. LLC was or it was a Series 1 versus Series 2. But 13,498 unique entities, okay? On the grantee side, 45,597 grantees as well, with 5,000 of those being unique names, 5,365 when you narrowed it down. So you had a lot of repeat grantees, obviously, versus grantors, but still a lot, okay? When you combine those two together, the grantees and grantors, it came to 17,558 unique entities across both places. That's what I look at as 17,000 unique potential places for us to get notes. Now, don't be wrong. What showed up in a lot of these things? Well, yes, you had like Goldman Sachs, you had Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America. You had like some of the ISDs, the independent school districts showed up there doing loans. You had some tax companies show up there as well as doing tax liens on the property, stuff like that. You're going to see some of that, but still, by far, give you an idea what was in there. When you did a quick search, as we're in Harris County, this popped up 205 self-directed IRA investors. Okay. More than that, because I only went through a couple entities, but 205 self-directed IRA entities in there, people that have that. Okay. Banks, you had 871 that had banks in their name, 871 unique banks in their list. Obviously, a bunch of lending institutions by different names as well, too, that I recognize that didn't have bank in their name or even LLC. When you did a search for LLC and investors, which I consider seeing an LLC in there is often an investor buying a note or investing in a note or stuff like that. There was 4,500, so over a third of the list, over a fourth of the list, so just under a fourth, were investors in institutions, LLCs out there that were buying notes on a regular basis. Okay. Regular basis, okay? That's a lot of opportunity. You also throw in trusts in there, some banks, some other people using trusts for their assets, 1,700 trusts in there. And then, of course, you had, like I said, cities, municipalities, and school districts. There were other institutions in there, but a huge amount of institutions in there, okay? A lot of entities, a lot of opportunity. Can we agree to that, everybody, right? We can totally agree to that. Now, the nice thing is if you want these lists, I'm making them available for you guys, okay? We've got a new thing we're rolling out here. It's 10 ways to find note deals in 2000 online training course. It's taking what we've talked about tonight and diving a lot deeper into each of these 10 unique ways to find deals, okay? It's got 12 different video trainings on using these strategies specifically, all right? How do you dive in? How do you pull this information? What's the easiest thing? How do you search for it? Very, very comprehensive on stuff like I've been working on a lot. We include a lot of great stuff. You can study this at your own pace, so you don't have to listen to me get all excited to run through it as well. Hey, I just want to do these one at a time, or I just want to do this one at a time. So this includes checklists that we've put together, some scripts for those that are reaching out, step-by-step guides on what to say, what not to say. Okay. Of course, we'll throw in unlimited phone and email support for you. We're also creating a private Basecamp group just for those that are getting signed up for this. Now, this is something that we've just put together. It's something brand new for what you guys want if you want to take action on this now, so you can really get ramping up and get rock and rolling through next year. So we're also, I'm going to throw some things in there just besides the video training. I'm going to give you, include the list, the Harris County assignment list. That's usually roughly about 2,000. When you look at how long it took for us to clean the list up, I'll show it to you here in a second. Actually, let me share this for you right now. Let me share this for you. Where is it here? Here we go. Whoops, hang on here. Give me 1 second. New share. All right. So we pulled this so you can see all the raw data in here. Cleaned up a lot of stuff on this thing, all right? But if you want to do a search by the entity name, boom, you can highlight and go from there. Z to A, the file number, the file date on that, and then we took and separated it off by just the grantors, okay? And then also just the grantees individually. This has actually been shortened down, so it's been combined into that were similar, or the same entities, okay? Like you see here, Ames Mortgage Investment Trust 2005, 2006. I'm not going to combine those together because they may have different things, but for a lot of them, we really did change it up some. So you can see if an entity has several LLCs, you want to know that. Oh, what about this? What about that? Okay. Then we took the list and combined it together. And you can see here, One Oak Ventures, we know who that is. Go all the way down here to the bottom. Now, right now, it's just the entities. Right now, it's just the entities. We've already started, though, on the scrubbing aspect of that, to pull websites and as much contact information as we can. And you know, one of the beautiful things is, guys and gals, as we get that, as we edit through that, as we work through that with our list of VAs doing that, we're going to include that information on there as well. So that's the really nice aspect of it, is being able to get the lists. And as let me pull up this PowerPoint here. As we work through this, already been in contact with my VAs, already working on this stuff. I'm going to throw in the most recent Bauer financial list of banks with 5+ branches, 300 value for you guys. I'm going to give you the list, actually a complete list of the Florida Condo Association list as well. It's usually about a $900 value. You look at everything in there as well too. And that, like I said, board members, addresses, association names, contact information is the best they have as well for that too. So if you want to focus on condos, great. If you want to focus on the banks, great. If you want to focus on all the banks and stuff that's going on in Harris County, great, it's there for you, okay? As I said, as we upload or update our Harris County list, we will make it available to those that are signed up for this. Now, normal pricing for something like this would be $9.99. Since we're just rolling this out, we're kind of a beta version, but we also want to give you guys kind of a Black Friday special on the 10 new ways to find notes in 2020 training for you guys. Doing a very special. I'm dropping it down just to $5.99 for you guys. Look, it would take you hours and hours of pulling that information anyway. You would probably never make a reach out. So what I've done is remove all the excuses of why you can't find new deals in the new year, all right? And if you're interested, you can get signed up by going to bit.ly/10ways2020 to get signed up for it at $5.99. It's there for you guys. Once we get it signed up, once we get the list updated, it won't be $5.99, okay? And that's good through this Sunday. But one of the things that we're doing for the first 20 people that get signed up, we're going to be doing an option for you guys, if you want to come to a live, actually in-person class here in Austin, Texas at my offices. A 2-day class is included with that. So the first 20 people that get signed up to take advantage of that, we'll give the ticket to the live class here in Austin, here at our offices, so they can learn how to do this in person as well, besides just the video training we go through. And so what's great is, like I said, as we update that list, as we're going through the entities, we'll be sharing those with those that are signed up for it. I won't be sharing it with anybody else, but it's an opportunity for you guys to really do some great stuff out there and really take your business to the next level with a whole lot of new sources out there. So really excited about this content, guys. Really see a lot of opportunity there. For the price, you guys, it would take you longer than that to pull the information that we provide when we go direct to the sources. If you think about the lists alone, not just the Harris County list, but the Bauer list, the Florida condo list, that's all more than what it would cost for the $5.99 alone there for you guys. So that's not including the videos. Like I said, it's not the online stuff that you'll be able to study. and learn at your own pace. All the other forms are put into it. We really want to make this a bang up thing for you with sources here in the new year, and why not get started now? So bit.ly/10ways2020 for you guys. I'll take any questions you guys might have now for it. There is no special code. If you go to bit.ly/10ways2020, it should automatically adjust from the $9.99 down to $5.99, Todd. I've got this set up through Monday to be like that. So if you go to bit.ly/10ways2020, it should take you directly to the checkout page, and you should see where it says $9.99 and $400 taken off for Black Friday sale. I set it up automatically. All right. But I would love to have you guys, like I said, the minute we get that set up, it's going to increase for you guys. Order summary requires special code. It should not require any special code. I just checked this. Hang on here. Hang on. Boom. 1 second here. Let me check. Boom. Paste it in. No, it's right there. It drops it all down. You know, exactly. You know, I'll honor it and adjust it for some reason, but it automatically populated there for you, guys. The price is good through Sunday, Anna, but the first 20 people that get signed up for it are going to be available to come to this class that we're doing too. So some bonuses there for you if you want to come in and hang out. But that's not important for you. That's fine. But $5.99, guys, we already scrubbed it on this list here for you. It also says $400. Yeah, it's reduced. It adjusted it down from $5.99. Yeah. Change it to 1. Apply. Yeah, $5.99. Todd, maybe you need help. Wait, we all know you need help. It's there, okay? What questions do you have, everybody? It's here for you guys. I don't know if anybody else is going to provide that much stuff there. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. You're going to love that. I need this to pay my therapist. I don't know. I think you need to pay your therapist a whole lot more than that there, Todd. But for you guys that are looking for stuff here, it's here for you. That's the big thing for you guys to use. Like I said, I'm literally just coming out guns blazing this next year with some great stuff for you. And I wanted to kick it off here before Friday kicked in here on Black Friday. So it's a great deal for you guys. Once we get beyond that point, I think we'll have the list updated, maybe not by Friday, but in the next week or two based on some things. Get rocking and rolling. So, yeah, David Valancourt, I know I need help. There you go. Some great sources for you. The videos are being edited right now, so you should have the videos by the first week of December. You can go and start diving in here. Thanks, David. Thanks, Bill. What did Bill say? Probably some good content for free night. Please focus on for yeah, whatever. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Just providing content for you guys. Some great stuff there for you. Hopefully you take advantage of it. Would love to have you be a part of it and get rocking and rolling and go from there. I will never offer this cheap. Trust me. It took us hours going through to figuring out how to adjust the raw data to get it to work where it was a clean import or clean export for us so we could combine the list down. Trust me, these county records don't make it easy to export it at all. And so think about this. If you're focused on anywhere in Texas or any of your lenders are lending in Texas and they're lending in other areas, here's a list for you. I mean, it's just got so many amazing, like I was looking, there's Bank of Idaho was in there. I mean, there's so many banks that were lending in Texas. I was amazed at it, okay? Let me give you the link again. Hang on here. Sorry. Let me go in here. I'm going to post it here up. Chat roll. Panelists and students. Boom. Paste it. There you go. bit.ly/10ways2020. Click on that. Robert, good to see you. As always, buddy, good information. My neighbor from across the pond here. Robert, I'm sure you're here in Austin, Texas. Robert's a great realtor in Austin, Texas. Not seeing much stuff in short sales here. Austin's a rough market. Looking for other deals around the country. Here's a great way for you to get a great list of contacts. I mean, look at the Condo Association list. We just ordered that again today for everybody. The Bauer list for everybody. I mean, those two right there are more than what you're paying for this guys tonight. That's for you. Okay. bit.ly/10ways2020 for you to take advantage of that, everybody. I want you to go close some deals. That's why we've spent such a big and heavy time over the last few weeks really working on this. I was up here yesterday working on it. I was working mostly today and excited, talking with my VAs. Like, okay, we got to get this stuff scrubbed. We got to get it worked out. It's going to be really something awesome. Now, I'm not going to be able to guarantee emails on contacts, but the beautiful thing, I mean, literally, you could go on and find, I did this on our virtual mastermind a few weeks ago, just having an entity name and knowing where it's located. That goes a long way into finding out, oh, okay, this was in Harris County. Let's just type in this entity. Using the LLCs, boom. Man, so much great stuff there for you guys. All right. Once again, it's $5.99. The minute we get the whole list scrub, that goes up. The Black Friday sale here for you guys. Let's get through Sunday. I'd love to have you be a part of that. First 20 that get signed up for, get a special other bonus, and get you rocking and rolling. Any other questions or comments for you guys out here tonight before we wrap it up for the evening? All right. Well, hey, thank you for being a part of Note Night in America. Thanks for hanging around. And thanks for sharing. Thanks for asking questions. Johnny and all you guys out there, great for seeing you all. Have a great evening. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. And how many VA hours do you have in this? I have a lot, Jeff. I got a lot. All right. Got a lot of stuff, a lot of hours. You can imagine that, Jeff. I got a lot of VA hours working on this. And some of the things I had to work out myself before I got my VAs involved. I was like, I got to figure out how exactly I'm going to tell them how to do this when I get this to work. So they're not just off running and doing something that doesn't make sense, or that they edit something that I don't want. So get quite a bit. Okay. But I think it's going to be worth it for you guys that are serious. Okay. And you guys are the first I've seen it. Never shared this before. You guys are the first. I had 190, 200 people registered for the webinar. I think I had 75 on at the peak here. You guys are the first ones to see this, and the ones that saw at the very end here, the first one to see. So I would love to have you first 20 in here, but be a part of it, and then boom, we can rock that class and move on. Okay? All right, great. Awesome, Todd. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're good. You've been around long enough to know. Good stuff, man. This might be great for Todd. You're talking about your son, daughter-in-law, something like that. Might be a great way to help them prime their note pump as well. So have a great evening, everybody. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com. Use the link bit.ly. As I said before, 10 ways 2020. It is case sensitive, capital T, capital W, bit.ly/10 ways 2020. Have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, everybody.